I'm Joe Romano, a member of the Burns-White Workers' Compensation Department. I've been practicing workers' compensation law for about 10 years. I solely represent employers and insurance carriers in workers' compensation claims. To date, there has only been one act that has been signed by Governor Wolf that impacts benefits related to the Workers' Compensation Act or injured workers, and that's Act 17 of 2020, which was signed in May. That act does not actually impact the Workers' Compensation Act. However, it impacts heart and lung benefits. It amends the Heart and Lung Act to provide benefits for individuals who either have had to quarantine due to COVID-19 or who have sustained a loss of time to contracting COVID-19. It provides a limited period of benefits for 60 days per incident. And again, that is under the Heart and Lung Act. It is not under the Workers' Compensation Act. Therefore, it will apply to a very narrow subsection of employees. Next, there are two bills pending in the House, the Pennsylvania House, regarding COVID-19. First is the House Bill 2485. That amends the definition of an occupational disease to include COVID-19. It would provide a presumption of causation for COVID-19 for any individual who contracted it. However, it is narrow to only include healthcare workers who provide in-person care to patients. It does not apply across the board to all professions or individuals. Again, it's healthcare workers only, and that healthcare worker has to actually provide in-person care to patients. The presumption is also a rebuttable presumption, which we can combat with proof of potential exposure outside of the work area. Lastly, there is House Bill 2396, which does not actually amend or impact the Workers' Compensation Act directly, but instead provides a presumption of causal relationship for any individual who sustained COVID-19. And within that specific act itself, it mentions that individuals would be entitled to that presumption under workers' compensation law. This bill provides the presumption to any life-sustaining business during the disaster emergency. This is not limited to a specific business other than a life-sustaining business. It includes all infectious diseases, including any novel viruses or COVID-19. It also applies to anyone who contracts, has symptoms, or is exposed to COVID-19. So it's an extremely broad number of employees. And like I said, it does not actually impact the Workers' Compensation Act itself. However, it indirectly mentions the Workers' Compensation Act. Lastly, that act also would impact other areas of law, such as unemployment compensation benefits or other employment rights, such as sick time. I don't believe House Bill 2396 has a real chance of going very far because it is an extremely broad piece of legislation. House Bill 2485 may be able to gain more traction. But however, as it stands right now, neither bill has moved out of the House committee.